Was David Harewood cast as Darth Tenebrous in Star Wars The Acolyte? Let's jump right into it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Christopher and I'm back with another Star Wars theory video about Star Wars The Acolyte. So this time I want to talk about the future of Star Wars The Acolyte in the coming episodes, the last two episodes, because we got a really great episode with episode 6 where it showed us this unknown planet and stuff, and some of the stuff from episode 6 as well as some other stuff I found online which has to do with David Harewood being cast in The Acolyte. All of this stuff kind of leads me to believe that David Harewood was cast as a certain Sith Lord for the last episode of the Star Wars The Acolyte. So let's begin with episode 6 of The Acolyte, which we saw Chimere and Osha on a planet which they titled Unknown Planet. So that unknown planet we see later in the episode where Osha is trying on Chimere's helmet, the Stranger helmet, and she looks up and sees the rock formation with what looks to be cortosis kind of seeping out of the rock formation, almost like a vein almost. So after kind of looking on YouTube and chatting with some other Star Wars friends and fans and going through comments on YouTube and, like I said, looking at other YouTube videos and looking at what other people are saying about this, I'm now convinced that that unknown planet is the planet of Baldemnik from the expanded universe, from, actually, I think it's the Darth Plagueis book, which I haven't myself read, but in that book, it describes Plagueis and Darth Tenebrous, who is Darth Plagueis' master. They actually go to this planet, Baldemnik, and this planet is an ocean planet with islands, and it has cortosis veins in this planet. So basically, it's a big ore, this big place where you can get raw cortosis to make cortosis armor, like we see Chimere has in the Acolyte. So I'm convinced that that planet is Baldemnik, and because Baldemnik has such big ties to Darth Plagueis and Darth Tenebrous, in the Plagueis book, from what I've read and saw in videos, I'm pretty convinced that one of those two is Chimere's master. And there's an actor that was cast for the Acolyte back in April 19th of this year, who was brought on as part of the cast of the Acolyte for a small role, is what the article said on StarWarsNewsNet.com. I'll leave that article linked in the description below. But that article said that David Harewood, who played Martian Manhunter in the Supergirl series, the CW Supergirl series, and he obviously cameoed on The Flash and Arrow and stuff like that. So he got cast in a small role, is what they're saying. They're saying it's a small role, but we haven't seen him in the series yet. So I'm thinking he's going to be cast as one of the Sith Lords, and the Sith Lord I think he's being cast as, or that he has already been cast as, because this is a big secret role nobody knows about. I think he's already cast, he's got the role of Darth Tenebrous. So why I think it's Darth Tenebrous over Darth Plagueis. So I've kind of did a little bit of research just to kind of see what the time frame is. So the Acolyte takes place about 100 years before the rise of the Empire, which technically happens at the end at the end of Revenge of the Sith. But then other sources say the Acolyte takes place 100 years before the prequels. So the Phantom Menace takes place 32 BBY, 32 before the Battle of Yavin, 32 years before the Battle of Yavin, and Revenge of the Sith takes place 16 BBY. So the Acolyte taking place 100 years before, roughly 100 years before that. It takes place anywhere between 132 BBY and 116 BBY. So let's just say, for argument's sake, let's split it in the middle and say like 124 BBY for argument's sake that the Acolyte is taking place in. So Darth Plagueis kills Darth Tenebrous. From what I've looked online, he kills Darth Tenebrous in 67 BBY, which is about 30 years before the Phantom Menace, and it's still after the Acolyte series at the moment. So I don't think it's Darth Plagueis who is going to be the Sith Master of Chimere and who is going to be played by David Harewood. I think it's going to be Darth Tenebrous. One, because of that time period that it takes place in, but also as I mentioned, the book, Darth Plagueis, or Plagueis, or whatever it's called. The book says that Darth Plagueis kills Darth Tenebrous on the planet of Baldemnik. So we're seeing this planet called the Unknown Planet, which I'm pretty convinced that it's Baldemnik, and we're seeing it in this time period before Tenebrous gets killed by Plagueis. So I think that Chimere is a secret apprentice of Darth Tenebrous, because we've also know from Star Wars that Tenebrous had another secret apprentice, Darth Venomous, I believe his name was. Again, I'm not too familiar with this time period, but from what I've read, he has had another secret apprentice. So I think Chimere is a secret apprentice. I don't know if he's before or after Darth Venomous, but I'm going out on a limb and saying that Chimere is the secret apprentice, the current secret apprentice of Darth Tenebrous, and that David Harewood is going to show up in the last episode, probably closer to the end, playing Darth Tenebrous, because again, he got cast in this quote-unquote small role back in April of this year, so a couple months before the show was set to premiere on Disney Plus. So it's a very last-minute casting. It seems like it would be something that they want to keep a secret, so similar to like Luke Skywalker at the end of Mando Season 2, nobody knew about it. They were saying it was Plo Koon. I think this is something similar. It's a big secret reveal at the end, so that's who I think David Harewood is cast as. I think that's his secret role in Star Wars The Acolyte. But of course, this is just my theory, and by the end of the series, I could be proven wrong, but let me know what you think about my theory about David Harewood playing Darth Tenebrous, and what are your own theories about who David Harewood is playing in Star Wars The Acolyte? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click to watch one of my other reviews. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you.